What is going on YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back for another episode of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Battle Spot Live. This is episode number 49, and we are finding an opponent already. Oh my goodness, that was so quick before I even got to do the intro. But anyway, I don't really have that much to say. I'll just give you guys an overview on the team really fast. And the record, I believe, is 88-20 coming into today. This is the last time we're using this team, of course. Now, as for the specifics, we have our Blaziken, which is completely special because if I'm going to use a Blaziken, I got to do something, kind of different. I don't want to just use the standard, nonsense Blaziken. Then we have Physically Defensive Chestnut, which is just there to be, like, glue for the team, basically. Choice Scarf, Rotom Mo. It is a slow scarf, so modest nature. Paris Trapping Murkrow. It's a complete troll. It hasn't done anything yet, so I'm hoping that changes in this episode. Then we have Bisharp, which is going to be a sub Swords Dance set with Lefties, Sucker Punch, and Iron Head. And then last but not least, the MVP so far of the team, Aggron, which is, it's regular Aggron, of course, not Mega. And it is an Autotomize set with Head Smash and Aqua Tail and Magnet Rise. And last time, it put in so much work. Actually, put in a lot of work in the first part with this team, too. For the most part, what I've noticed is that this team either, rises or falls with how Aggron is performing. If it's missing head smashes, then the team loses. If it hits head smashes, things die and we win. That's just how it goes. Aggron is just, I don't know, one of those Pokemon that just carries the team on its back. And when it doesn't do that, the team just kind of stinks. And that's partially because this team is ridiculous. But we're going to lead off with Blaziken here against this team. And I'm going to bring the Rotom because I do see an Azumarill, and they are so common right now. Like, I've seen Azumarill on almost every team, whether I was doing stuff off-screen and testing random things and testing this team, and on-screen too. Like, while I've been recording, we've seen Azumarill constantly. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't understand. But he's going to lead off with his Rotom Heat as I'm leading off with Blaziken. This isn't terrible for me because we should be able to figure out what exactly he is. Like if he's defensive or if he is choiced in some way. We'll at least get to figure out if he's Choice Scarf or not. And I really don't see any reason to go for anything but Focus Blast. So we're going to fire that off here. We do outspeed this thing. So I'm guessing it's defensive. And that still does a buttload of damage. Holy crap. Actually, that Volt Switch does a lot too, but it is because it is a critical hit. So, I don't know. Maybe it was offensive? I don't know. I feel like that Focus Blast did way too much for that to be defensive. Although it could be physically defensive. Blaziken does have trash defenses, so it makes sense. But he is going to go into his Azumarill here. He gets that safe switch thanks to that slow Volt Switch going on. And that's not really good news for me, because Blaziken can't do anything to this, and he could Aqua Jet me. In fact, he most likely will, to not have to take any damage. That would make the most sense. So I would like to go into Rotom here. The only thing that I'm worried about is him just going for Play Rough, because that would hurt. But I don't think he's going to do that. And, I mean, the worst that happens is, I mean, a happy medium would be like Waterfall, maybe. But I really think he's going to Aqua Jet here. So we'll see. He's going to knock off, actually. And that still does a buttload of damage. Gets rid of my Choice Scarf. I still outspeed this thing because it's an Azumarill. And it's got base, 50-ish speed? Somewhere around there. I know it's really slow. Yeah, do I want to click Leaf Storm? I mean, I could click anything, basically, here. Because I'm not going to, have to worry about locking myself into something. So, he could have Landorus, too. Please don't have Landorus. You have Landorus. Darn it, I really wanted to click Leaf Storm there, but I figured that it would be Assault Vest, and I'd have to hit it a couple of times. But, I mean, yeah, I guess that was just a bad play on my part. I knew he had Landorus, and if he had Landorus, he was obviously going to be going into it there. But there's not much I can do about that now. But I do have Bisharp, and Bisharp can handle Landorus because of the Defiant boost. So I'm expecting him to want a U-turn here, and that's why I'm going into Bisharp. I do not think he's going to go for Earthquake. I'm not expecting that at all. Yeah, he is going to U-turn, so I'm expecting this thing to be the standard Choice Scarf sets. That does a lot of damage. That could be Adamant Scarf. In fact, most of them are Adamant. But yeah, we can use that to our advantage. Next time it comes out, if we can keep Bisharp on the field, we will be able to get a nice little boost, thanks to Defiant. And if we can get some prior damage off on it or weaken it a little bit, then Bisharp will be able to finish it off with a Sucker Punch, and that'll be that. Now, I want to say that this thing... I think I'm going to go into Blaziken, because I don't want him Willowing me. He knows I have lefties now, so he knows that I do not have the Lumberry, so he might Willow. I'm going to go into Blaziken either way. We actually avoid an Overheat, which I don't know how I feel about that. Well, I should be happy, because I outspeed this thing, so I can just kill it. Now, the problem becomes if I miss an attack here, then his special attack is not lowered, and I don't know if a Thunderbolt from my Rotom will kill it. I think I should just try to kill it, though. I mean, what other play do I have at this point? It could be a blessing in disguise. I'm going to go for Fire Blast. It is more accurate, and I'm pretty sure this is going to kill it. Judging by how much the Focus Blast did last time, obviously. And it is going to be enough to take out the Rotom, so that goes down. And we get a nice little speed boost. Of course, we do still have to deal with the Azumarill, and I'm assuming that's what he's going to go into here. Yes, it is the Azumarill, because, I mean, if he goes into Landorus, I'm just going to protect, get a speed boost, and after that second speed boost, I should be faster than him, and, you know, then I can fire off a Fire Blast and get off a hefty chunk of damage, and that would pretty much seal the game for me. So now I think we're in a position where we have to sacrifice Blaziken. If I switch in Rotom, that could be troublesome, and he may predict me to do that, because I did that last time. So if we can get him to go for Play Rough here, that would be great, because one, there's a chance to miss, and we get a little bit of, you know, extra damage off with a not very effective move. Unfortunately, Azumarill does resist all of my attacks, and he does overpredict, kind of. It's not really an overprediction, but we get a solid chunk of damage off as he goes for the Superpower. So that is definitely not Assault Vest. I don't know what it is. It could be Citrus Berry. But the fact that he has Superpower in the first place leads me to believe that he is most likely Choice Banded. That's usually where you see Superpower. So I'm going to assume that that's what he's got going on here. Which means he is locked in, and he cannot go for Aqua Jet or switch up and go for Play Rough, which means I could go into Bisharp. But I think even if I sub, because I outspeed this thing, if I sub and he lowers his attacks more, or his attack and his defense. Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into Bisharp. We're going to sub here, and his defense is going to drop. So he'll be at -2 defense then, and then I will be able to KO him there with an Iron Head. So, and then that's going to force him to go out into his Landorus, and I will be able to get a solid chunk off at +1. We'll get that Defiant boost going, and I don't think Sucker Punch will kill it. But, yeah, that is the basic plan here. So, I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself. We're just going to click Substitute this turn. He's going to go for Superpower because he's most likely locked in, as I mentioned, and it is still his best move to hit me with. So, yeah. That's going to break the sub, obviously, even at -1, because, one, it's an Azumarill, and it's 4 times super effective. We're a Bisharp. Come on now. So, yes. But with our lefties, we're going to get back up over half, or right about at half, which is very nice. And now we should be able to just click Iron Head without worry. Because, I mean, what is he going to do? Is he going to switch now and give me a free boost? Iron Head plus Sucker Punch at +1 should kill Landorus. So he can't really do that. He just has to absorb the Iron Head here with the Azumarill, and it's not going to be able to take it, so down it goes. And that is a huge threat out of the way, and now we just have Landorus to deal with. And he cannot lock himself into Earthquake now, which is even better. He's got to try to kill me with something else. I don't know if they typically would carry the Superpower. I'm pretty sure they just carry U-Turn, Earthquake, Stone Edge. And, oh, well, I guess there's another move there. He could be carrying HP Ice. I've seen that. I don't know what that last move would be. Maybe he does have superpower. I don't know, but I'm going to click Sucker Punch either way. And I'm assuming he's going to want to lock himself into U-turn. And that does a buttload of damage. And he is not Choice Scarf. He's actually Rocky Helmet. So he goes for the U-turn. That actually doesn't kill me. And that would have been the difference right there. I mean, actually, not necessarily. If he's Rocky Helmet, he could be completely defensive. That is really interesting. It really would just come down to the spread there. Bisharp was super clutch in surviving that U-turn as we get a meaningless critical hit to add insult to injury. We're going to go down to the Rocky Helmet, but it's not really going to matter. It'll be a victory for us. Brings our record to 89-20 on the series. But yeah, that if Bisharp did go down there to that U-turn, it would have depended entirely on how much speed he was running. Because obviously we know he's Rocky Helmet, he's not Choice Scarf. My Rotom had a Choice Scarf, but it was knocked off by the Azumarill. And I was modest, but I was also running max speed. So if he was completely defensive, I would still outspeed him. But if he had like a certain amount of speed investment to outspeed certain things, or he was running full speed, like max speed with Rocky Helmet, which would be kind of strange, but I guess not completely unprecedented because it could still take advantage of Intimidate. Yeah, so that could have gone either way there, I guess. But anyway, we have another battle here with a Metagross. He's got a lot of potential Megas. In fact, that Metagross is looking like the least likely thing to be Mega. I doubt he has 3 Megas. He probably has Mega Lucario, and that's undoubtedly Mega Charizard. Nobody uses Charizard in its regular form anymore, which is an atrocity. That's one of the things that I don't like about 6th Gen, is that you don't see Charizard in NU anymore. Those were the days. Belizard was the king of NU. Actually, all the Zards were. There were so many different sets that it ran, and it was so much fun. But that doesn't happen anymore. Now you have Zard Y and Zard X, and Zard Y is borderline broken, to be honest. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, I'm going to bring Blaziken because it takes on a very large chunk of my opponent's team very, very well. And I'm going to bring Murkrow because I want it to Perish Trap something. And a large portion of this team is looking like fodder for Murkrow. Especially the Landorus, which could be Choice Scarf. We can get it locked into either, actually even Stone Edge, I don't think will kill me. And then I can roost it off. It's only got 8 PP, so that's potential. We can lock him into Earthquake, obviously. Murkrow could take advantage of that. And then if that's Metagross is not Mega, actually, even if it is Mega, we might be able to take it on depending on what moves it has. And whether or not it's Jolly or Adamant, of course. So we're going to bring Blaziken, we're going to bring Murkrow, and we're going to bring Rotom again. Because Rotom is just glue. And if that is Charizard Y, we might need Rotom to be able to come in, outspeed it, and take it out with a nice little Thunderbolt. So, here we go. Let's see what he has. We're leading off with Blaziken yet again. I feel like Blaziken has got a lot of action. And no Aggron yet today. But he is going to lead off with the Charizard. I'm really thinking that this is Charizard Y. I really do think that. And if it is Charizard Y, I really have nothing to hit him with. I mean, I've got HP Ice, but that's not really going to help me. Focus Blast and Fire Blast are resisted hits, obviously. I guess Fire Blast would be my best bet since the Sun would be boosting it. But I'm going to switch out. We're going to save that Focus Sash, and I'm going to go right into Rotom because I do not think he's going to go straight for a Fire Blast / Flamethrower. And it is Y, so my suspicion was correct there. At least that's something. I got a semi-prediction right. Yay! Now, if it actually helps me, that would be nice. As he goes for a Focus Blast, that was not going to kill me. Would have done a lot of damage because Charizard Y is very powerful. But I think I'm just going to go for a... Let's see. I so badly want to click Leaf Storm, predicting him to have Landorus and to switch into it here. But I don't know if that's worth it, because if I get that wrong... and he's predicting me to not be Scarf or thinking he can live or something, Yeah, I'm kind of just screwed. He is going to withdraw. He's going to go into Landorus, isn't he? Landorus. I wanted to click Leaf Storm. It is Landorus. Gosh darn it. That is the second time today I should have clicked Leaf Storm or Will-O-Wisp, and I wanted to. My finger was right there. It was so close. And I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Now, if this was 6v6, I would have done that in a heartbeat. And that's why I'm just... I don't know. I don't like predicting in 3v3 because you don't know everything that your opponent has access to. You don't know what Pokemon they have out of the 6. And that just, I don't know, that gets to me for some reason. It just gets in my head, and it's like you could be making a prediction off of something that's not even possible. I'm going to predict them to U-turn here, though. A little bit of a risky play, I guess. This is not going to kill me. It's going to do a lot, but it's not going to kill me. So, going to show, you know, a little bit of courage, a little bit of bravery. I'm going to stay in with a Choice Lock Thunderbolt on a Landorus. And he proves to just go for the U-turn as expected, and he goes into Zardwai. That might be dead. That might be dead. Oh, so close. So close. Now I don't know if it makes sense for him to want to save this, because, yeah, I don't know. He might think that I'm not Choice, too, because I didn't switch. That would be great. That would be great if he did that and just left this in to die, because Zardwai is a problem. There's a problem, and if I can get it to be dead without having dished out any damage to my team, then that would be absolutely fantastic. That's a win for me. Although, Roman did help me a little bit because it did miss a Focus Blast, because that U-turn would have killed me. U-turn plus Focus Blast definitely would have taken out the Rotom. So the only reason I was in a position to be able to make that play and that prediction was because of the miss. So, yeah, thanks, Roman, for that. Please don't have that come back to bite me later on. Please. So he's going to go into his Landorus here. Now he knows that I'm Choice Scarf, obviously, because I clearly outsped the Zardwai. He's probably thinking, well, why did you stay in? Why did you stay in? I'm going to do it again, because you're still going to U-turn and you're going to kill me. And now that your Zardwai is gone, I really don't have any need for this. That was the main reason I brought Rotom in the first place. So, yeah. And if this thing is Scarf, I don't outspeed it anyway. You know, Landorus is faster, naturally, than Rotom-Mo. And I'm modest, so I don't even have a chance. Like, if he was adamant, it wouldn't matter. So, he's going to go out into his Metagross. And this is a perfect opportunity for me. He's got Metagross, which is not Mega, clearly, because he had the Zard. And he's got Landorus, which means, actually, both of those two are fodder for Murkrow. So I'm going to Perish Trap one of them. Murkrow's going to get at least one kill here. And then Blaziken should be able to pick up a kill on whoever's left. I would think. I would hope. Now, I could go straight into Blaziken here and just Fire Blast something. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let Murkrow soften the opposing team a little bit here. And this will allow me to keep my Focus Sash intact, because I don't know if this is Assault Vest. And if it is, then it's going to survive a Fire Blast, and I'll be sad. So then we'd be completely reliant on Murkrow to win us the game, and I wouldn't be able to switch out and have an extra Pokemon. So, you know, Perish Trapping with your last Pokemon is not the greatest thing. So he does have the Ice Punch, but that doesn't quite do half. This could be bad for us if he gets like a higher damage roll, or if that was a low roll. I don't think it was, though. I don't think it was. I think that was a middle roll. So I guess he could get a higher roll and kill me, but I'm going to Roost here. Try to get myself in a decent position to not be in damage roll territory. Of course, I am playing with hacks here because I could very easily be frozen by an Ice Punch. That would be just my luck. But I am going to go for the Perish Song here. And so now we have him trapped via Mean Look, and we have the Perish Song going. And he's going to opt to go for Meteor Mash this time, predicting me to Roost. And I did not do that. I guess the added benefit to going for Meteor Mash is that he also has a decent chance of getting an attack raise. He's going to need 2, I think, to be able to outlast me. Or not outlast me, but take me out before his Perish thing is up. He's going to need a couple of boosts, which he really doesn't have time for, to be honest. He's going to need a couple of boosts or a boost and a critical hit or something. But we'll see if he gets it. We will see if he gets it. Going to go for Meteor Mash. And the Perish count has dropped to 2. I'm going to Roost again. I'm being that guy. Murkrow is doing his trolly business. it really is just such a terrible, terrible troll set, but it's so much fun. It's so much fun. It's basically along the same lines of Toxic Stall because you click one button and then click recovery, recovery, recovery until something dies. But it's a pink Murkrow, so it's okay if I'm hypocritical on this because pink. Now, we only have one turn left, and I'm actually going to let Murkrow go down here because Blaziken can beat the Landorus one-on-one, provided we can hit 2 attacks. Now, do I really want to bank on that? I don't know if I really want to do that, but that's what we're going to do. So we're all going to go down to the Parasong there, which is exactly what I wanted. I don't want Murkrow ending up with, being my last Pokemon because that's just not going to work out for me. You can't Paras Trap with your last Pokemon. So we removed that Metagross without having to get Blaziken involved, which is exactly what I wanted. I wanted that Focus Sash intact. I feel like that gave me the best chance to take on this Landorus, and we're going to have to hit, well, actually, no, we're not going to have to hit 2 Fire Blasts because I have Hidden Power Ice, and I forgot about that. So he's just going to be dead here, and if he's not, I will protect the following turn, and then I will outspeed him and finish him off. So, yeah, here comes the Hidden Power Ice. Is this an Oko? Oh man, that HP bar was dropping so fast. It is indeed an Oko. Down goes the Landorus. And Blaziken / Murkrow and Rotom too. They all really contributed to the win there. That was pretty fun. All right, so that's a victory for us. Brings our record to 90-20 on the series. So yeah, this team performed kind of well. We got off to a pretty slow start with a few losses at the beginning. Most of them were because of misses, but I was kind of playing with fire there with the head smashes and everything. Hoping to bring this Aggron again at some point, possibly to Inverse maybe, and I'll give it a Steel move maybe. I don't know, we'll have to see how that goes. If you guys have any suggestions for Pokemon you'd like to see, as always, feel free to put that in the comment section. But that is going to be it for this time. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you're leaving a like rating and all that stuff, and I will see you all next time. But until then, game on.